So the next letter is S. That's right, S for suggest. Now you know I didn't say ask, but I said suggest. So when you have the list of names, you need to put that ball in their court. You can call them, you can Facebook them, text them, you can even face-to-face. Imagine that. You can even go face-to-face. And a suggestion may look something like this. Jen, I am so excited that you partied with me so much. Listen, I think you would be a fantastic consultant. Everybody loves you. You love the product. Have you ever considered doing that? Instead of saying something like, will you join my team? You would be good. Will you join my team? I simply suggested that she would be fantastic at it. Another way to look at it is don't take no for an answer. Something like, oh my gosh, you have got to do this. Listen, girl, everybody was listening to what you were saying. I think you should be a consultant. I was suggesting it is not at all, it is not pushy when you are suggesting and making a dear compliment. Sometimes you can say, you may consider doing what I do because I see some great qualities in you. You may consider watching me tonight because I see that everybody's listening to what you have to say. So when I first started really recruiting my campaign, I did my Fab Five, and I know you probably have heard this before, but at every party, I would write down 5 ladies to suggest the opportunity to. No matter if there was 5 ladies there or 25 ladies there, I would always write down 5. I would always suggest to the hostess. She's the easiest one. And I would suggest to her, hey, hostess, obviously you love the product. You need to watch what I do. We're going to get 14 bookings tonight. You need to sign up. So watch what I do. So I'm suggesting to the hostess, right? I suggest to the person who spends the most money. And this may be at the party or the day after. Hey, listen, big spender. You obviously love this product. Did you know that as a consultant, I get tons free? In fact, I just earned the Ready, Set, Sell kit that was worth over $500. I think you would be a great consultant since you love the product. So big spender, easy, easy, easy. That person, number 3, that person who is life of the party. You know the one. She is outrageous, but very, very influential. Everybody's leaning into what she has to say. She may be suggesting that someone get something. Maybe she's telling people to party. That's the party animal. And I will call her the next day or even suggest that night that she's super fun. She's very energetic. She would be a great consultant. Have you ever considered that? So those are 3 out of the 5. The last 2 are simply the one who doesn't at all make a purchase, or she spends the least amount. And I'm watching her. If she's pouring through the catalog and she likes what she sees, but she doesn't pull the trigger, I may suggest to her that as my new consultant, she can make $100 every time she parties. And say, I know you pour through the catalog and there's a lot of stuff you would like to do. Have you considered making extra money? I would love to help you do that. And then the last person is the one who's making those cues. My husband just lost his job. I'm so tired of staying home with the kids. I'm retired and have nothing to do. Any of those cues, put my little antennas up and I cue into those. And ladies, this does take practice, and I have actually practiced with my husband. I've role played with my husband, and I would suggest things to him and he would throw back ideas or obstacles that I could help her overcome. So maybe you can practice that with a friend. Role playing is horrible, but it is the best thing for your confidence. When you train those muscles in your mind, you train those muscles to say, to do, to conflict, or to overcome. When it actually happens, you're ready to do it. Just like in a marathon or just like in a swimming meet, whatever, if you are practicing right, when the real race comes, you're prepared. So that is S, you're going to suggest. So you have your names, you have your list, and now that you have your list, you're going to suggest. You always need to make it personal, ladies. I know there's a lot of formal text messages out there. There's a lot of why join now emails, but I encourage you to at least pull something out to make it personal to her. For instance, it can say, Hope, I know you have 2 little kids at home that are super, super busy. You are around a ton of people. Have you ever considered making a couple hundred extra bucks with 31? You can show it at the T-ball fields. So you make it personal to those people you suggest to. Yay. Okay, so you want to know what K stands for. Did you figure it out? Do you remember we're going to acquire the names, we're going to suggest the opportunity, and K stands for kindling that relationship. This is the hard part, and a lot of people fail between S and K. A lot of people suggest the opportunity one time and never, ever, ever review it again. How many times have you texted someone or left a message and never heard from her again? For some reason, this society is no response society. They would rather run from you, and they think it's more polite to ignore you than to actually say no thank you. So let me encourage you to stay here at that kindle that relationship. What I mean about kindle that relationship is you've got to follow up with her. Listen, I went to a 31 party 8.5 years ago. I didn't buy a single thing. I was that chick in the corner of the couch looking at the catalog, poring over and loving everything. But as a part-time school teacher with a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 5-year-old all at home, I had no money, no time, no money to do the business. But ladies, the consultant called me the next day and simply asked, "Hey Heidi, I saw you pouring through the catalog. What did you think? What did you think about it?" And she just asked me, and I was like, "I really liked it. I think I might sign up." And she said, "I knew you'd be good at it. I knew you would be good at it." And the fact that she followed up was huge. So let's say you followed up the next day with that big spender or with that party animal, and she simply ignores you. What is your game plan? Do you assume that she forgot? Well, put yourself in her shoes. You get a text message while you're changing a diaper, and you think to myself, "Wow, that's a great idea. I'm going to go back to it in a little bit." Husband comes home, you make dinner, it's bad time, you go to bed, you have to read your Bible study because you're teaching in the morning, and you're exhausted, go to bed, and the whole day starts over. You flat forgot to look at that text message. Ladies, how many times has that happened in your own life? In fact, I just was looking through my emails and saw my daughter's Sunday school teacher email me 2 weeks ago asking for a favor. I felt like a jerk because I simply overlooked it and didn't see it. So it's your responsibility to go after her if she showed any sign of interest until she tells you no way. Because we are the busiest women that have ever walked the face of the planet. Not just busy with jobs and work and school and cleaning, but information highway is always on us. And I don't know about you, but sometimes the first thing I look at is my Bible app with the streaming information. The last thing I look at bed, before I go to bed, is Facebook. Information, and all the time in between. So she probably got your message along with 45 other messages. So you cannot take it personally. You've got to follow up. So let me show you my follow-up system. This might help you. Okay, so my follow-up system is super easy, and it is called No Lead Left Behind, and it is done by Amy Neal on 31 Today. So if you want to see the details, go there, but I'm going to show you mine really quick. As a matter of fact, this could be an entire video, but I'm going to do the super quick version. So I have this little pink binder. It's called my daily call log binder. If I lost this, I probably would cry because this is my brain of my business. I write everything that I need to do on what day I need to do it on here, and I don't remember. If I write it down, I let it leave my brain so I can have other brain area to do things. You know what I mean? So basically this binder, 3-ring binder, has tabs 1 to 31 all the way down. Can you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to 31. And those are the days of the week. So for instance, let's say that I decided to start recruiting, which right now is a great time. End of year, great time to do that. And I wrote down my list. I pulled from my last party, you know, all these people that ordered, and I started writing down names. You know, she's ordered from me every month, and I haven't ever offered her the opportunity. I wrote down these names. Then I left her a message. I called her and left her a message. When I left her a message on today is, let's say, the 10th, left her a message on the 10th, I want to follow up with her in 2 days. If I just left a message and she gave me no response. So I'm going to take her contact out. Let me put her. I'm going to take her contact out and move it to the 12th. See, on this tab? I took it off the 10th and moved it to the 12th. So now I know when I come into my office on the 12th, I know who I'm going to call and what I've done with her. Now, depending on what I do that day, depends on where I put her again. And here's the cool thing. I don't have to work my business every single day. In fact, the week of Christmas, I don't have any calls because I will move them to the next appropriate day. So for instance, I have, just going to show you right quick, this little sheet, this little contact sheet you can print out at 31today.com. So I met her at a vendor show. She was interested in the business. She took a packet. We talked. She wants to sign up. Great. But you know, she hasn't done it. What in the world? I met her back in, what day did I meet her? A long time ago. Like, the first week of November, and she still hasn't signed up. She's crazy. So I followed up with her with an email. Then I put it 2 days later, and I wrote down every time I contacted her. And I'll reach out to her until she says, I've changed my mind, I'm not interested, or until about I've reached out to her maybe 8, 9 times, and then I'll move her out into my seasonal binder, which means my seasonal binder I pull out once a year and then just send a mass email and say, hey, you once showed interest. Did you know the new kit's starting in January, etc., etc. So that is how I follow up. I never, ever, ever just reach out one time. In fact, you know the statistics. 2% of those that say yes or I want the opportunity, 2% will say yes after the first or second contact. 2%. 80% will say yes on, listen to this, the 6th through the 10th contact. So 80% of your team is waiting for you to reach out 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And here's a really sad scenario. Only 2% of us, ladies, follow up more than 4 times. Only 2% of us. So why don't you be different? Why don't you be different? When you acquire that names, you suggest the opportunity and you build that relationship by kindling it, by following up, by following her on Facebook and working with her. That will help you be a team builder. And the fun thing is, once you build that relationship with her, it's going to be an easy transition as a team member because you're going to know why she signed up, you're going to know what her reservations are, and you're going to be ready to help her for success. So part 2 of the video, which I'm not going to do right now, is starting her off strong. I know that some of you have recruited and they have never sold anything. It's so depleting. She feels like a failure. You feel like a non-leader. Am I right? But here's the deal. You start from the beginning with that kindling that relationship, and you can transfer that into a strong start for your new consultant. So ladies, what do you say? You're going to get your ask in gear. You're going to acquire those names. You're going to suggest the opportunity, and you're going to kindle that relationship. I encourage you to grab an accountability partner and write down some names and tell your accountability partner that you're going to suggest the opportunity to this amount of people. And then you're going to follow up again in a week. And then you're going to follow up again the first week of January. And again and again and again. And ladies, this can go for the opportunity for the business. It can go for partying. It can go for just a sell. But I know you have what it takes. And I know that you want to make a difference in someone's life. I'm praying that you reach your goals. I'm praying that your dreams come true. And may you have a fantastic team building experience. God bless.